Hi, I'm Todd Burrier, and I'm going to share with you what I call the perfect home business. At least it's been the perfect business for me for over 20 years, and for lots of people I've helped and mentored. So I'm going to share a little philosophy of what it can do for you, as well as structurally how it works. But I'm going to start with sharing my story with you so you understand how I got to be doing this and helping to bring this really unique thing into the forefront. I started my career way back in the 1980s. I put myself through college in the early 80s as a bartender, and then after a few years of continuing to do that, I ended up in the banking industry, in the real estate finance sector, both in the residential side and then the commercial side. And I ultimately got laid off a couple times because of what was happening in the economy and in the banking industry at that time, which turned out to be a blessing for me because I'm quite sure I would have stayed in that industry for a long time. I was making progress, I was having success. But man, am I glad that I got laid off because it made me think about, what do I really want to do? And I wasn't certain what it was, but I was certain that I wanted to be free. I didn't want to be in a situation where someone could do that for me. You need to know a couple quick things about me. I'm by nature an introvert. Never did sales. Not a sales type from the outgoing perspective. Grew up with little to no money. And so the idea of doing and becoming something or building a business, none of those things ever even crossed my mind. Here I am trying to figure out what to do. I ended up in a multi-level marketing meeting back in 1989 in May. Wasn't the first time I'd been exposed to it, but it was the first time I listened. And the presenter did a great job of helping me see, wow, there's real power here. That was a classic style, old networking style situation, lots of investment, lots of hype and pressure in the way it was done. And I'm not putting that down. It's just not my style. I didn't know it then because I didn't know what I didn't know. But anyway, I got involved and thought I was going to get rich fast, which I learned relatively quick was not going to happen. But I decided to stick it out. And I grew and learned and a lot of unbelievable things happened in my life in the next several years, even though it was very difficult. But after several years, I realized I was riding the wrong horse for me. Again, hype and pressure are just not me. And I also didn't like the investment component. Again, not saying that's anything wrong with that business model. It's a successful model, but it wasn't for me. And so I was wondering what I was going to do next. And then I sat down with an old friend of mine who opened my eyes to a concept that I'd never seen before. Matter of fact, that concept was ahead of its time. And you'll understand that a little bit more in a minute or two. But he started talking to me about an opportunity. I mean, it was around a line of products that could help you better care of yourself. And I was interested in that as a human being because of my health history. But it was the business idea that he explained to me that I had a hard time believing. And he started talking about things like, look, this is a pure referral. There's no sign-up fee. There's no kit to buy. There's no inventory. There's no pressure. There's no hype. It's totally what you want to do with it. But you buy your product from this company. If you want, you get a free account and you can refer to other people and you get paid. And I couldn't get my head wrapped around that being a real thing. And so I investigated further and found out that it was a true, real concept. It's just nobody else was doing it at the time. And it was called referral marketing. And so I'm like, I have a hard time believing this. And so I investigated it, found out it was real. And that spoke volumes to me. First of all, you have to be a company that believes incredibly at the max in what it is you're making and bringing to market, because you're not making money on any other way. There's no sign-up fees you're making money on. You're not making money on starter kits. You're not making money on shipping. You're not making money on renewal fees. They weren't making money anywhere else. So that meant that they had to have something that was unique. Second of all, it spoke volumes about who they were as business people, because they kept the risk. You see, in most every other business model, the risk is transferred. If you get into any type of business where you are buying inventory of any sort, the risk is being transferred from the manufacturer to you. And in this case, this manufacturer was keeping it. They were keeping the risk, allowing people like me, regular people without gobs of money to invest, to participate in something they could grow without any financial risk. And so I loved the concept because it meant that I never had to ask people for money. I could share something awesome with them. They can order direct from the manufacturer. If they like what happens, they can continue on with it as a user, or they can build a business. And so I dove in and built a business like you would building any other kind of business. If you were doing it full time, and I built a very big business in a relatively short period of time. And I'm not talking about getting rich overnight. There's no such thing if it's going to be real. But I worked very intensely for a while, and ended up building a very large international business. But the bottom line is the business was ahead of its time. And so the time for this model is now, and still no one else is really doing it. I've heard whispers, but I haven't seen other people really doing this, although I believe it's the future of home-based business. And so let me show you quickly how the structure works. So the way it works is you have a manufacturer, right, who makes a product. They make a product, and so they want to bring it to market, and they choose referral marketing, which is the model that I work in. And so this allows the consumer to buy direct from the manufacturer. So they're bypassing everything. Now they hold out some money as marketing costs to pay the people that refer, but this person gets a free account. They make their exchange of product for money with the manufacturer, and they only ever order what they use. And so then they tell this person over here. So Bob tells Mary, right, about this cool concept. And Mary then calls the manufacturer, or goes on Bob's free website, or however she's going to do it. And all the first thing the manufacturer wants to know is, hey, Mary, how'd you get here? Who referred you? And so they then allocate an account number to Mary that's attached to Bob. So Mary buys her product from the manufacturer at the same price Bob bought his. No sign-up fee in the mix. And they send the product to her, and then they send money to Bob for that referral. That's it. That's the model in short. Now, you can have multiple referrals off of multiple referrals. It goes much deeper, and I'm not going to get into that here. It's the basic concept you have to understand. Anybody can do that because we already do it. We already refer. We already are telling people about things, and we're not participating. You say, oh, well, you can buy an affiliate. Sure, you can do it through affiliate marketing, but when you do affiliate marketing, once you've referred that and you get your fee, they pretty much take the customer, and so you're not getting repeat. This goes on and on and on and on. This is a model for home-based business for the future. Back when I started, it still wasn't streamed. It didn't really fit yet, even though we were able to successfully build a big business with it, because you didn't have, the internet wasn't a proliferation. Now, if you have one of these, right, if you have this, you can run an entire business from this. You need no capital to put in, just this and the simple systems and programs that we teach to help you to maximize, and you can do it anytime. So that's the first piece I wanted you to know. And then here's the other thing you need to understand, because conceptually and philosophically, this is the key to build a really cool life. And this is something that I teach to big companies. So you have three things here, three major priorities. You have health, you have relationships, and you have money. It's really easy in life to get so caught up on the pursuit of that you blow off these two, which completely wrecks your life at some point. And everybody who's watching this knows people that have done that, and maybe you've done it. I almost did it years ago, but I managed to avoid it and figured this out. Number one is your health. If you don't take care of your health, you can't do anything else, bottom line. So if you take care of your health, then you're vibrant, you're healthy, you're energized, and it allows you to be better in your relationships. And relationships are the thing that life is all about. And so your love relationships, obviously you're going to be a heck of a lot happier person, a lot more attractive person in the marketplace if you're happy. But also your relationships in general, because relationships require time and energy. And that's what having health allows you to do. And so this piece feeds this piece, which then feeds this piece, because business is made up of relationships. And so the person who has this and this crushes it here if they have a model that they can consistently work. And so that's the connection of these three. And so by taking this into this, what we get is this: health, relationships, money, sweet spot. That's what I do. I help people get in the sweet spot. That's it. So if you want to learn more about exactly what I'm doing, send me an email and I will then send you all the information for every aspect of the work. And you can figure out if you want to live this cool way too, or if you just want to utilize it to, kind of help a little bit. Okay? Thanks for stopping by.